If you want to become
A top 1% entrepreneur, make millions of dollars, and spend your life
coming up with cool, creative, and fun ideas, you need to understand it's not about working harder, it's not about working longer, and it's not about doing different things than everybody else. Rather, it's actually about doing the same things as everybody else, but doing those same things different. And I assure you, the way that the top 1% of entrepreneurs think, act, and see things is dramatically different than the 99% of other business owners just struggling to get by. This is why two entrepreneurs with the same business, in the same market, same city, same everything, often end up with two completely different results. One rich, one poor. So is it luck? No. Skills? Not really. Randomly stumbling across a magic lamp with a genie inside that gives you entrepreneurial superpowers? No? Don't tell them your secret. All the top 1% entrepreneurs did was follow a few simple but incredibly effective rules that I'm going to share with you now that basically guaranteed their success. Starting by first understanding one of the most important laws in all of business, which also happens to be one of my favorite definitions of entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur's job is to solve problems for a profit. Big problems equal big profits. Lots of people with big problems equals even bigger profits. Small problems, small profits. No people with these problems, no profits. This is why some of the biggest problems that most entrepreneurs and business owners have when they're trying to get to that next level is number one, they're trying to solve a problem that nobody really has. Number two, they're trying to solve a problem that not enough people have. Or number three, they're trying to solve a problem that a lot of people do have, but it's also a problem that's not quite painful enough to get them to actually take action in order to get it fixed. This is why in business and marketing, a big bad problem and the kind you should want to solve is often referred to as a bleeding neck, as it refers to a problem that's severe, urgent, and something that needs serious and immediate attention.
Hey, that guy's not a real doctor.
So the first thing you need to do is decide from everything out there that you could do, could sell, or could offer, where should you focus first? Well, let's work that out together now. First, list out all of your business's current offers, or if you're just getting started, then write out everything you could or may want to do. For example, if you had a marketing agency, you could offer Facebook ads, SEO, content marketing, email marketing, and so on. Then you're going to want to rank them on a scale from 1 to 5 on the following criteria, with 5 being the most and 1 being the least. First, net profit. How much do you make? After all, if you're not making any money, then you're not going to be able to stay in business for very long. Next, fun and enjoyment. How much do you enjoy doing this? In my experiences, the businesses that grow the biggest and the fastest are all passionate about what they do, so make sure that you're actually enjoying the process. Then you've got ease of delivery, or in other words, how easy is it to fulfill or deliver? Are you able to pack it up and send it off, or does this service require constant client feedback, revisions, and meetings about the progress that you're making? Next is ease of sale. How easy is this to explain and sell? Are you offering something that most businesses understand, like online advertising, or social media marketing? Or are you trying to forge a new path, which requires educating clients on what you do, why they should care, and how it's going to help them? All things that are going to make your life a whole lot more complicated. I also just realized that we have nowhere near enough space up here, so I'm going to reorganize some things. Okay, moving on to sustainability. How long could you do this for? In other words, is there a technology like AI that threatens the sustainability of whatever product or service you're offering? Or is it something that you enjoy, you're good at, and you could see being valuable for years to come? Then scalability. How big could this grow? Again, in my experience, there are almost no markets, client segments, or industries out there that can't at least grow to 6, 7, sometimes even 8 figures. But if your goal is to build a billion-dollar empire, then more research is going to be required to make sure that there's a sufficiently large market to essentially accommodate your dreams. All right, then lastly, you've got automate. Now, we're going to talk about this one more in just a second, but for now, just ask yourself, how easy would this be to automate or outsource? Don't worry if you don't have the answer to this one yet. Like I said, we're going to be talking more about this in just a minute. From there, just add up your score, and the biggest number wins, giving you a pretty clear direction and indication of where to focus first. This is important because marketing is done and won one single offer at a time, which leads me perfectly to this next point, the power of the rule of one. Most businesses out there aren't as profitable as they could be, not because they're not doing enough, but rather because they're doing too much, offering too many products, too many services, to too many people, and trying to do all of the things all at once, which leaves them exhausted, stretched way too thin, and completely burned out and overwhelmed. Now, this point is super important, so we're gonna get into the specifics of it later. But for now, just understand that you can make 6, 7, sometimes even 8 figures just by selling one thing to one kind of person that solves one problem. And this is what the rule of one is all about. So let me break it down for you now, starting with one offer. Focusing on just one offer to start allows you to really focus and get really good at doing this one thing, and instantly makes you more recognizable as an expert and authority. For a marketing agency example, this offer could be offering Facebook ads to solve the problem of helping their clients generate leads. For a dog walking service, well, it could be dog walking. Daily, 45-minute walks done by your friendly neighborhood dog walker. And for a food truck business, the offer is food from a truck. And the problem it's solving is hunger and convenience, and maybe the thrill and excitement of trying something new. So that's the basics of the rule of one. But if you want to take it a step further, and I strongly suggest you do, you can also try to identify the one best traffic source for your business. For example, choosing to focus on and master either organic social media, or paid ads, or SEO in order to get in front of your customers. Then from there, find the one best lead magnet for your business, maybe a free download, or a cheat sheet, a PDF, or a free call. And finally, find the one main conversion mechanism, which is the thing that's going to turn all of the leads and attention you've been getting into actual paying customers. And this could be a sales call, a sales page, even an in-person meeting. The main point here is to constantly be trying to identify the few things, or in this case, the one main thing that's going to have the biggest positive impact of each stage of your customer journey or marketing funnel. And then focusing your attention there, doubling down on it, and basically putting everything else to the side or cutting it out completely. After that, or if you already feel like you've got your sales and marketing funnel perfectly dialed in, then it's time to take a look at the next piece of the puzzle, which is to master the only 3 ways to grow a business. I first heard this from Jay Abraham years ago, how there are really only 3 ways to grow any business. Number 1, new customers, getting more new people to your business. Number 2, getting your current customers to buy more often, thereby increasing purchase frequency, which you can do by having memberships or subscriptions or essentially anything else that's going to allow you to provide them more value on a continuing basis. And number 3, increase the size of the purchase, either by increasing the price or adding upsells or downsells or cross-sells, maybe some bundles or some packages, or all of the above. The power, though, is in the compounding effect, not just by increasing one, but by increasing all 3. For example, let's keep the math nice and easy here and say that you have one customer and you sell them one thing one time for a profit of $100. Well, you could increase any one of these, say adding another customer, and thereby doubling your number of customers and doubling your profits. But when you work on increasing all 3 of these areas by increasing the number of customers that you get, working on offering more products or more services to your existing customers in order to increase their purchase frequency, and increase the size of each purchase, either by increasing the price or adding upsells or downsells or cross-sells, thanks to the compounding and multiplicative effect, well, you don't just double your profits, you actually increase them by a factor of 8 times. I mean, just imagine for a second how much better your business and your life would be if you were making 8 times more money every single month. It's life-changing, I tell you. Life-changing. That said, I appreciate that just telling you to go out there and double your customers and start adding new products and services and raise your prices and add cross-sells and upsells and downsells and putting a whole bunch more stuff on your plate isn't really that helpful. Which is why the next thing that you're going to want to do is figure out exactly where to start. So let's do that now. One of, if not the most important principles that I ever learned was the Pareto Principle, also known as the 80-20 rule, that says that only 20% of your effort, or the things you do, are going to be responsible for 80% of your results. So 20% of your customers are going to give you 80% of your profits. 20% of your products or services are going to be responsible for 80% of your revenue. And 20% of your marketing efforts are going to be the things that bring you 80% of your leads, your customers, and your sales. But the reverse is also true. 80% of your customers are only going to give you 20% of your profits. 80% of your products or services are only going to be responsible for delivering 20% of your revenues, and 80% of your marketing efforts are only going to deliver 20% of your business's leads, customers, and sales. This is why it is so vitally important to spend time, a lot of it, on trying to identify the 20% of things that actually matter. The 20% of things that are actually going to deliver results. So you can focus there and ignore or at least deprioritize pretty much everything else. When you do this, you'll find that you're able to shave hours off your work week, reduce your stress, eliminate overwhelm, and experience what I believe is truly the greatest gift of all, building a business that allows you to do what you want, with who you want, when you want, and getting paid very well to do it. But finding this level of clarity is virtually impossible if you don't also unlock this next entrepreneurial key, which is going to be the answer to giving you the headspace to actually make all of this happen. Unless you're a venture capital funded trust fund baby born with a silver spoon in your mouth and billions in the bank, then the odds are pretty good that when you first started your business, you had to do everything yourself. You were the CEO, director of marketing, head of sales, human resources manager, janitor, coffee maker, and executive assistant all rolled into one. And sure, those were busy times, but they also exposed you to areas of business that you probably didn't even know existed. The problem here, though, is that over time, as the business grows, this habit or belief or mindset that you have to do everything yourself becomes so ingrained that letting go of certain tasks or responsibilities or even customers isn't just challenging, it's painful. But like we've already covered, not everything is created equal, and only a small number of inputs are going to be responsible for the vast majority of outputs. So as I'm sure someone somewhere out there at some point in time said, you gotta let go if you wanna grow. So we're gonna do this together right now in just a few simple steps, starting with an exercise that I guarantee will change the way that you run your business from this day forward. Here's how it works. Take a minute to take out a piece of paper or the Notes app on your phone and list out all the things you do each day. Everything from checking and responding to email, to answering customer questions, to designing marketing campaigns, write it all down. Next, you've got some decisions to make, but don't worry, I'm gonna be there to help and guide you every step of the way. That said, I'm not actually there with you, hiding in the bushes outside your place and watching everything you do. So, you gotta be honest with yourself here. Next, beside each item you wrote down, you need to decide how important it is to the overall growth and profitability of your business. To make it as yes or no binary as possible, you could even ask yourself, does this activity make me money or not? If it doesn't, and most things don't, then it's likely a distraction, like say scrolling social media for hours on end, doing what you pretend is market research. Then put an E beside it for eliminate, because nobody needs to be doing this. If, on the other hand, it's something that is beneficial to the overall health and growth of your business, the next question you need to ask is whether or not this activity really needs to be done by you. And in my experience, most things don't and can be delegated to someone else by either hiring a team member, a contractor, or a freelancer. So put a D beside these things for delegate. Once that's done, go back over your list and look for anything that could easily be done by a piece of software or some other kind of automation technology. For example, using software, you don't need to manually log into each different social media platform in order to schedule and post content. And there are software solutions out there that can help you automate your entire marketing process, from the very first touch point all the way through to the final sale, and pretty much every single step in between, including sending texts or automated emails, booking appointments, generating reviews and testimonials. I mean, pretty much the whole process. Now, this video is not sponsored. That said, the software that I personally use to do this and have for years is called High Level. So I'll put a link here on the screen as well as in the descriptions below this video that's going to give you access to an extended free trial, a free training course on how to use the software, as well as a free strategy call with the High Level team in order to help you get set up and customize it to your unique needs and business. So feel free to check that out if you want to. Another thing you can do to help you decide what to do, delegate, or eliminate is this handy chart right here. How this works is you first want to take a look at each item on your list of all the things you do each day, and then decide if it's something that you're good at and enjoy doing, something you're good at but don't enjoy doing, something you're not that good at but enjoy doing anyway, and lastly, something that you're not good at and don't enjoy doing. Then take all of the things that you're not good at and don't enjoy doing and get rid of those immediately. Like, right now. Then once you've cleared those off your plate, it's time to start replacing some of the things that you're good at but don't really enjoy, or things that you enjoy but aren't really that good at. Then what you're left with is this little section right up here, which is all the things you enjoy and are really good at. And these are your entrepreneurial superpowers. The things that you can and naturally do better than pretty much everyone else. The things that put you in your zone of genius. Now, if you're lucky, then marketing is going to fall in that category, as marketing is the single most important element to business success, as it's marketing's responsibility to bring in new leads, new customers, and new sales. But even if it's not, or even if you're still relatively new to this whole marketing thing, I've still got something that I know is gonna help. And that's why I've linked up a video right here that's going to give you some of my best marketing strategies, tips, tricks, and tactics. So make sure to tap or click that now, and I'll see you in there in just a second.